A very good afternoon. How are you all? Day Trade Jeffrey here with another Bitcoin update. It's been like pretty exciting the past few weeks. Bitcoin was in quite a steep downtrend. It started probably mid-December and it's still ongoing. Although I do strongly believe it's almost finished, the downtrend is still ongoing. And we are just going to look at what happened here and how we can continue from here. So without further ado, basically I want to cover first about why Bitcoin actually went into a downtrend as it did the past 2 weeks. And I believe it's pretty simple. It has like nothing to do with negative news and all that. Every time there is a Bitcoin correction, there's a lot of negative news, and people think like, oh shit, Bitcoin is correcting because of all this bad news. But basically, there is always bad news about Bitcoin. So even if it's going up, there is bad news about Bitcoin, but people just don't pick it up as much. And for me, the reason this correction started is because we finished a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave pattern. Basically, what it is, if you don't know what Elliott waves are, you can go to Investopedia, look it up there. It's a website I actually use a lot. Let me see if I can make my screen a little bit more clear for you guys because I see it's a bit torn up. Maybe if I make the window smaller, just a second. Okay, it should be readable like this. Okay, so we finished the Elliott wave and we finished it right into this big red 50% resistance line. So basically, what is this? This is a pitchfork channel, as it is called, a pitchfork channel. And basically, what it is, you can also look this up on Investopedia. But this is a trend channel. It goes from the top of the channel to the bottom and then back to the top. And in the middle, you have a red line. This is the 50% resistance. And actually, the price moved into the 50% resistance quite nicely. It went into overbought state. This is the daily time frame. As soon as this resistance was broken, and Bitcoin didn't manage to stay above the resistance. It dumped quite hard. As soon as it went above, it got punished. The price action shouldn't be there, and it went down. And then it tried to actually break the resistance 2 more times, but each time it failed. And then we had this major correction going on. And this is known as an ABC correction. It's a leg down with a leg up and another leg down. Let me just adjust this. And I think it's pretty much finished. If we go to the 4-hour chart, you can see, let me just remove this. You can see that we are currently testing out this resistance right here a lot. It's been tested now 2 times, and we made a higher low. The RSI also made a higher low. So I think Bitcoin actually might have enough strength to actually breach through the resistance line this time. So basically, what I'm looking at here as follows. This is what is known as a wedge. Most of you know what a wedge is. Maybe if I make this a bit fatter, it's easier to see. So this is forming a wedge, and it's going to break out either side. And there are basically 2 scenarios that I'm looking at. One is going to be if it breaks down. If the price action breaks down below this support that we are building here, then I believe if we go to the daily, that Bitcoin is going to go oversold because the RSI on the daily is close to the bottom. There's the same resistance. It's trying to break it, but it's close to the bottom. And if Bitcoin is going to break out on the downside, then probably it's going to be oversold pretty soon. And the last time Bitcoin went into oversold states, let me just show you here. Okay, so Bitcoin went into oversold right at this point here. And when it was oversold, it immediately went up like 500%, something like that. Then we have the same story here. Bitcoin is oversold. Immediately the price reacts. It went up 178%. And I have a couple more of these, examples. Bitcoin was oversold here. It didn't go up quite as fast, but eventually it went up 120% due to this being oversold. Same story here. Bitcoin is oversold, and it went up 130%. And I have like a dozen more examples here, 200%. But Bitcoin actually hasn't been oversold ever since around, well, let's say October. So, I'm really looking into Bitcoin being oversold shortly. That means the price can go down, and if it's oversold, we should be looking at like 100 to 200% increase in price, which should bring us to around 30,000. So that's scenario one for me, anyway. Then we have the second scenario. Bitcoin actually manages to break up here, and I think this is more likely than the downtrend, but I don't know, we could go down, but I think it's more likely that Bitcoin is going to break to the upside, and this would correspond with some previous dumps that we had. And in order to demonstrate what I actually mean by this, I'm going to take out the head and shoulders tool. Right here, we have a shoulder. Oh, hold on. So we have a shoulder, and we have a head, and another shoulder. It's a bit deformed, I know. Let's just put this down a bit. So we have head and shoulders. After the head and shoulders, the price actually didn't go down right away. It went up for a couple of days, and then it crashed. And it crashed quite hard. It went down like 30%. That's a big correction. But after this so-called crash, the price recovered in a couple of days, and it made a new all-time high. And this happened like earlier before. I'm not going to show it. It happened 3 more times. And I think it's happening now as well. If I go to the 4 hours, and we take the Bitcoin chart, take my head and shoulders tool, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. The price went up just like it did previous, and then it crashed, So I think it's more likely to see this as the bottom, especially because of these huge wicks. Just to inform you, a wick is where the price traded during the day, but it didn't open or close in that range. So the price started to trade at 11,000. The same day it went down to 9,000 and up again to 11,000. So this means all this price action here was actually bought up. So that's a very bullish sign to me anyway. So currently I am waiting on the 4 hours, and I'm just waiting. I'm not really doing anything. I'm waiting for this wedge to be broken, whether it be topside or downside. I have to say I bought back into Bitcoin at around 10,200. And if this wedge breaks, I will put more into Bitcoin even. So regardless of which way we go now, I'm gonna have to be bullish. There's no other choice for me but to be bullish, and I'm really excited about this. I think 2018 will by far be the best year for cryptocurrencies, and also maybe the last year that we can see such crazy gains. People are becoming more stable in their thinking. They don't really buy bubbles as much as they used to. That's what I see anyway. The people I trade with, they are becoming more advanced. I don't know. Maybe it's just the people I trade with, and there are still many people to come. But I think like a lot of shit coins will die over the year, and the good coins they will like grow massively. And I just want to walk with you guys through 2 different altcoins which I put on Twitter. One is Lux. Our buy price for Lux was about, I can't even remember. I think it was 45,000 Satoshis, something like here. I think this was our buy price. Right now, the price is sitting at 247,000. So that's a good gain. And what I believe is that we are currently making a cup and handle. And the cup and handle is a bullish pattern. Just to show you guys what I mean. A cup and handle is this. Curve arc, there we go. So this is basically called the cup. The price starts at a certain point, then it moves down and it forms a so-called cup. It shows better if I expand the price a bit. So this would be the cup. And then if the price reaches the starting point again, it has to go down. This is called the handle. So it goes down again, and then it moves up to, much higher levels. And I think the same is happening again for Lux. So basically what that means, is as follows. This would be like the cup, and then you have the handle. And then we go up again. And if I judge this cup and handle to be, a cup and handle, and I have to put a target on this, then I will put my target for the next run up anyway. I'm a very big fan of Lux. I think this could 10x even from where we are now. But my next short-term target for Lux should be around 470,000 Satoshis, something like that. I think that's pretty decent. Let me just grab the unbalanced volume to see which way the volume is actually flowing. I think it's flowing into the coin still. Yeah, there you go. This unbalanced volume is looking great. A lot of buy pressure there. So there's actually no reason why this couldn't happen. So this is going to be my setup for now. Also, regarding this cup and handle, if this doesn't play out, then the support will be at around 180,000. At which point I will just put in lots and lots of cash to make an even bigger run. So basically, the two things that I'm currently looking at is to go up from here, and the cup and handle will be formed, or we can go down into support, and then we can still go up there, which will make for greater gains. So I don't really care if it's going up or down right now on the short term. I'm just happy about the mid to long term. And another public coin that I put on Twitter, I cannot put too much on Twitter because I have members, and they like to get something for their membership. But that being said, EOS has been continuously forming cup and handles. Our buy-in price was at this level right here, so that's 14. No, it's lower even. It's lower. There. Well, 13,000, 14,000 Satoshis. And from there, it just continued to create cups and handles. So just to demonstrate what I mean, this is a important level right here. Made a cup and then a handle. Here's the handle. Did the same thing here. All these resistance levels, it just continues to make cups and handles, and it's like not going down at all. EOS doesn't care. I don't know why, but it's impossible to to buy this shit anymore at a proper level because it never properly went down. So this is the cup again, handle. Then we have the next level, next resistance level, which is at about 130,000 Satoshis. So again, very big cup, small handle here, and it went up. And I believe if this level of 125,000 Satoshis is going to be broken, then it's gonna be one big party. You know, this coin is going to new levels never seen before. Mainly because the tech is just awesome. And the end of year target I predict to be at 350,000 satoshis easily. So I'm super excited. Like we're gonna make some good gains here. This was it for alts. Bitcoin, yeah, well, we're just gonna have to be patient. You know, there's actually nothing to do right now when trading Bitcoin. I'm just trading some alts, watching Bitcoin. You know, not being overactive because overactiveness is never good. It's better to be like calm and quiet and overthink your strategies. So yeah, you know, things are looking pretty good. If you like these videos, please subscribe. The support helps me like a lot. It's free, you know, and if you have any comments or questions, just hit me up on Twitter. My social media accounts are actually in the comments. So if you want to connect or maybe have a question or whatever, just make sure to hit me up. And I will try to keep uploading videos. And thanks all for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Have a great day.